Catherine here from Minky Finger Cat. I am back with another project. So I shared this tag that I made the other day using all of these die cuts that I'd basically gone to town with. And these were all cut out of scraps of cardstock, so I was just trying to use them all up. Spent an hour and a half doing lots of die cutting. So I thought I might grab some artist trading coins. So I've pre-cut these, die cut them using an old circles die. Happens to be exactly the right size to be a 2.5 inch diameter, which is perfect for artist trading coins. Again, took a whole load of packaging, did a whole load of die cutting, so I've got a whole drawer full of inchies and coins and artist trading cards. So I've got a whole load of those. I just realised I was in an extreme close up there. Yeah, I've got a whole load of those, so I've decided that I'm gonna use those and use those die cuts and potentially this paper. So this is from the Celebration, which has now ended, I'm afraid. I think it's ended. I don't know when it runs to, but I'm pretty sure it's ended. But yeah, I got this. It coordinates perfectly with the dies and with the stamps from this particular set, the In Bloom set. I'm not as keen on the stamps. It's not my thing. So I thought I would make 3 coins. These are going to go to the UK Stampers Forum swap, which is over on Facebook. The lovely Sid organises. So the tag I shared with you on a previous video, that's for the same swap group. And I'm going to join in with the coins, so I'm going to make these coins now. So I just fancied that navy background. I'm conscious of the fact that UK Stampers Forum, you need to do some stamping, so not quite sure how this is going to work and what I'm going to stamp. I will find something that's going to be stamped that means it can qualify for this swap. So I think I'm just going to start by doing a little square of paper. Okay. So I'm wondering whether to stick these down first and then have a think about how I'm going to do it. Yeah, I know what I'll do. Right, so I'm going to turn these all over, get my glue. I'll be relatively generous with my glue. Oh, then just stick it randomly, make it fall on the thing. That'll be fine. Do the same with each of them. And then I'm going to stack them and leave them to dry. And then I'll sort out taking the edges off. This tends to be the easiest way of doing it. So if I put them like that, and then I'm going to stick a couple of acrylic blocks on the top just to weight it down. There we go. For good measure. Right, let's have a think about how we're going to do this. I'm thinking, and I'm wondering if we actually do that with actually let's stick with the other jar and just going to grab another coin from the stash just for size contemplation, and it's whether we do something along these sorts of lines. Maybe with a darker green leaf. And then we have that coming off, and then we'll have the sentiment going across there somehow. Right, I think that'll work. So we need some white cardstock. So I'm going to grab my scraps pouch and see what we've got. We've got some white cardstock. Oh, well, that's bright yellow on the other side. Do you know what? Possibly enough to do 3. So they're not identical pieces of cardstock, but that won't matter for the purposes of this. And we're just gonna, do I want to emboss it, or do I want to, I think, no, we will, ooh, decisions. I think we will clear emboss, and then we might fill it with some glossy accents when we finish. Yeah, I think that's what will happen. So let me just grab some scratch paper, and I think we'll do it this way because I want to stamp them off, because there's no point in stamping the full image. Probably fit all 3 on here actually, I think, carefully. Yeah, that'll do. I didn't need that. That can be for the sentiment later. And then we will put a bit of the clear embossing powder. So VersaFine is good for embossing. You don't have to use a Versamark. VersaFine is a pigment ink, so it does take that a little longer to dry, which allows for you to do your stamping and then add your embossing powder. So I'm going to pop you into mute whilst I just heat this. So I love the clear stamping emboss powder because it's a really good fine powder, which means that even though it's that really fine edge, it works really well. Now this particular image has a coordinating punch, and we all love a coordinating punch because it means no fussy cutting. So I always punch upside down in order to line up the image, and when I'm happy with where it is, I punch down, or at least I would if I'd have taken the lock off. Oh, why is that not working? It's like the punch has become out of, that's better, I don't know, it's like the punch had gone out of kilter. Try again. I've never had that happen with one when I first got it. I've had it happen where it's not worked from the very beginning, but I've never had one like that. Oh. In fact, this is not a happy punch. My little locks just decided to not play ball either. Okay. So yeah, I've had it where the punch, when I first received it, has been not quite lined up and refused to work. And Stampin' Up! Are always great because you just let them know and they send you a new one. But I've never had this happen where it's just suddenly decided to be all out of kilter. I don't know what's going on here. Well, that one's almost punched, but not quite. Very, very odd. Okay, well, let's try third time lucky because that seems to be fine. I wonder if it was a weird way I was holding it because I was trying to get it in a camera image. or something along those lines. I don't know. No, it's not a happy punch at all. Well, it seems to want to punch there, but doesn't seem to want to punch when you do that. Right, I'm going to leave that for the moment, but I am going to contact Stampin' Up! About that because that's just odd. I genuinely have never had that happen with a punch that worked absolutely fine, and I've used it many times, no issues. I have never had that happen like that. Very odd indeed. Right, my brain's now going, that's odd, that's weird, don't understand. I am going to now have a look at these little coins and see how we are looking. So they feel like they're nice and flat, and they feel like they're dried. So I'm thinking, we'll cut them out in a second, but I'm just thinking, let's have a look at which flowers. I have a few to choose from. So do we want some nice bright big pink ones? And I think we'll want one of these on each of them, so we can check those. Do we want, it's a paler pink, but that works nicely too. Do we want a different, got any more of those big ones? I've got red. No, I think I want to keep with the pink theme, so we'll go with that pink. Then we've got some of the brighter pink. Quite liking the idea of putting a bit of blue in though. So let's put a bit of blue there. What else have we got? Well, we could have little flowers like so. Do we want to put a bit of yellow in with them? No, we don't want to do that. Quite liking the idea of a craft centre though. Maybe for those two. Maybe, I don't know if I've got another craft of that size, so maybe we just go for white on that one. Maybe a little craft one for this one. That works, doesn't it? It's fun this, you just sort of like playing with little bits of paper. Reminds me of playing with fuzzy felt actually. Do you remember fuzzy felt when we were little? I used to love that. Now, have we got some other leaf shapes that we can add in? I'm conscious of the fact that I don't want these arrangements to be too big, but at the same time it is cute adding them in, isn't it? All these little bits and pieces. Also wondering, let's just swap out that colour for that colour. And one more little pink. I think we'll go with that. Right, that's a starting point anyway. We may come back and add more, we might take some away. Let's get them. I'm going to put each little bundle off to the side into a different place so that it's kept together. I can get rid of these blocks now. And we're just going to cut these. Trim these to size. I never mind if there's a sort of edge to this because I tend to do something to make it edgy. That made no sense. So I tend to add something that gives it a proper edge and a frame to the art, whether it be a bit of blending or a doodled edge. Sometimes I dip it in embossing powder and just emboss the edges, which I'm currently contemplating and quite tempted with, but we'll see what they look like when they're assembled. I intend to assemble them as a tester first before I glue anything down, and then make a judgment call on the edge. Sometimes I like to edge before I put the elements down, and sometimes afterwards. Depends on the kind of the finish I'm going for, and I'm just contemplating that these coins are going to have something sort of on the edge already, as in they're going to have that coming out of the edge. So it's whether we should edge after or before is definitely more of a consideration. I'm contemplating after, and I'm contemplating just a very simple edging with ink. Yeah, I think so. So do you make artist trading coins, I wonder? I got obsessed with them. So a few years ago, got completely obsessed with artist trading cards. I made 365 in the year. I actually probably made more than that because I also did quite a lot that I turned into Christmas cards and things like that. Then the coins came along, got obsessed with those. Just, it's one of those things, isn't it? So I'm not minding the fact that this is going to sit over the edge. Of the coin. Don't mind that at all. Which is now changing my mind about the way I'm going to edge it. Because I can't edge it in the way that I was just thinking if there's elements sticking over the edge. What shall I do, I wonder? Okay, well, I think I will edge right now. I'm just going to take my black and grab my Distress Oxide. And just do that. I think keep it really simple. It does sort of help to frame the piece rather than anything else, but it's not intrusive. Yes, I'm happy with those. Whoops. There's a little part of me wanting to get some pink paint and do a bit of a splatter. No, I'm going to resist that temptation. Okay, so definitely think that this needs to go down first. Okay, I think there is as good a place as any. Then I think probably need to stick down this bit. Actually, I think I need to add a little bit more glue. So this is how I do this. I have a little look. I'm going to pop him there. Doesn't matter that I've now got glue in a few other places. And I'm just going to adjust him and then slide him down. That's fine. I do need to, however, just make sure that that can live underneath. Right, I'm only going to add a glue to bits of that because we want it to sit off the edge. Now I can stick a bit of glue under that leaf. Like so. And a bit of glue on our centre. Oops. Like so. Now, do we want this little extra? Probably not. Right. So that's that. I did talk about glossy accents, didn't I, earlier, but I'm not sure I need them. I think that the bit of shine that that embossing gives is probably enough. We do need to think about a sentiment, don't we? I'm thinking just happy. Happy will probably work on this. So let's go with this one. This one we're going to do to the other side. Oh, well, that's slightly bent in a different direction, but that'll work. And we want to perhaps put our leaf there, but not. Hang on, let's do this again. How did we do it? That's a better way of doing it. And I think before we end up with filthy fingers running our little white jar of ours, let's just do a quick clear up of that glue and my fingers. Because I suspect there's a mess about to happen otherwise. Because after all, I am Inky Finger Cat, and I think we'll just stick that there. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to fit. Maybe like so this time. Yeah, that works. I think that works quite nicely this time. It's always fun doing little bouquets, isn't it? I'm rubbish at actual flower arranging, but this is fun. I think because they go where you tell them to, because you glue them. Whereas natural flowers don't seem to do that for me. Right, we're not going to keep that in there, but we are going to add that under there as part of that flower. Yeah, that works. I actually feel like I want something else coming off here, so I'm just going to have a little look in my box. Wondering if that works. I think it does, so this would be interesting seeing if this will poke into there or not. Probably not, but it's enough to get that. I'm wondering if does that work? It does. Okay. Lovely. Right, I need to just give that a quick trim. Oh, this is fun. Right, last one. We got for these bits and pieces slightly different colours again. So let's give him an idea of where he's going. That definitely feels like it wants to curve that way, so let's go that way with this one. And this is a thicker leaf, but I'm wondering if we want it at the background. Yeah, I think we do for this one. We'll stick our little jar down. Perfect. Okay, that one's gone very central. Very big. Oh, a lot of glue on that flower. Let's take that off with another piece. That's going to stick that down. Oh, super amounts of glue there. Wondering about that. Maybe that sits in the centre there. So that one looks very different, doesn't it, to the others? Very cute though. Right, just going to pop my lid on my glue. And then let's get this one trimmed. And we just need to do the little sentiment. I'm feeling like that needs to be somewhere just because I've got it out. But no, put it in the box, Catherine. Get rid of it. Right. Have a think. Actually, let's just use that part that's left over. And quick clean up. Don't know what's wrong with me. I've made a couple of projects today and cleaned up straight away. This is very weird. Really liking the word happy. I think happy describes those little bunches of flowers. So I'm going to go in with my VersaFine again. And I'm going to emboss these as well, just to finish them off. I think that would work. Okay, so I've got a bit of shine with the embossing, and I'm just going to cut these by eye. Grab my snips in a minute to tidy them up. Okay. Well, I think it's safe to say I'm happy with those happies. They work nicely. So I think I'm just going to stick them down, and then I'm going to consider anything else required. Fiddle in there because I couldn't quite work out. I'm still not convinced that that's straight. That's probably straighter. It really doesn't matter, Catherine, but you know, if we're going to fiddle with something, I'm going to find something. Because there always seems to be a need to do a little bit of a fiddle. Oh, I'm really happy with those. I think they're really cute and a bit different. I do feel like that happy needs a bit of an outline. And it seems wrong to not get my pen to doodle somewhere on the project. That feels better. It just feels like they've become part of the artwork then, rather than just plonked on the edge. Ooh, very tempted. Decided to give in to temptation. Just a little bit of a doodled edge. Yes, happier with that. Wondering about little gems, but no, I think that would overdo it. Yeah, I think I'm happy with those. So, conscious of the fact that that glare, and apologies, there's nothing I can do about that because it's the only light I can work in at the moment. It has to be like this. So we have 3 gorgeous little coins. I'm going to try and zoom in so you can see them close up. There we go. My 3 gorgeous little bouquets in jars. Love them. Love them. Really cute. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself putting together those little bouquets and a bit doodling, a little bit of inking. Not the hugest amount of stamping on it, but there's enough stamping for it to qualify for the UK Stampers Forum swap with the stamped sentiment and the stamped jar. I'm sure that Sid will be fine with those. So if you did enjoy this, please do give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more. I've got all sorts of videos that I'm recording at the moment, journaling and playing with my Stampin' Up goodies and all sorts of things. So I don't have a routine day for posting them. It's just when I feel like it. So please do subscribe so that you see them when they do appear, and leave me a comment below. Tell me what you thought. And also, are you any good at flower arranging? Because it's just not my strong point. I'm also not very good at looking after plants. Maybe that's the issue. Just not green fingered. I'm just inky fingered. Until next time, bye bye.